What is going on, everybody? Yeah, we got some things to do here, so just loading this up here. I almost forgot what we were doing in this thing. So we were putting a new engine into this guy. Probably just gonna fix it up, probably flip this one. This one was an auction buy. It did have that special build in there. We got a couple of engines that we can put into it. So I don't remember. Someone's gonna have to maybe remind me if we wanted to get. So these are both specials. Okay, this is the normal Nismo. That's right. So I think it's coming back to me. So we did all the performance parts onto that one. I think we want to get maybe all of these to similar performance parts and see what we can get out of this one. So currently we're at 627, but that was with putting that same engine that we so we swapped this engine and put it in there, and we were able to get this 627. So I think we would like to try and accomplish that same amount of horsepower, 35.4% of tuning. So we already got the engine on the block. So I think that's what we're going to attempt to do. Now, we didn't do anything that much internal as far as pistons, crank, and all that good stuff. So mostly top end stuff. I think I did do cams, if I do remember right, on this car. So we've got the better part of 67%. I want to say we did at least do cams. I don't 100% remember if it was to a 3-star. I want to say maybe. I'd have to take it all apart to find out for sure, but I think that's the route we'll probably go with this engine build, I guess, as far as just to see what we end up with. If we end up with a little bit more than 627, that'll be okay too. I think we want to get the most horsepower we can out of that 350Z special. So, yeah, I already got the crank in there. We want to get some new pistons. Let's do this. I don't think I put performance heads on this. Let me double check here. Got this all back together. I think I put the drive shaft in it, didn't I? I did. Alright, just making sure. Yeah, this one we got pretty good, pretty decent, I guess, as far as at its default level. So what I wanted to see if I do have... Nope, it's just the regular heads. Okay, I'm pretty sure I did do performance cams though. Okay, so we'll do just the regular heads. Alright, so let's put the standard heads onto her. Okay, let's make sure we get the performance one in there. Yep, it's a 3-star, good deal. Okay, did that... I gotta see if I did get that to a performance one. Don't remember if I went that far with it. Let me see. So is that performance? It is not. But this is. Okay, so these are not performance. So the fuel rails are... Oh, fuel rails are not 3-star, okay. Yeah, so these... Just the top of the intake manifold is. Okay, got it. Got it. Alright, so we can use... I'm just trying to get it the same way is all. I have to look and see if I did do performance alternator and all that too. Water pump. Let's go check all that. Let's check and see what I got on here. So I've got... I've only got the alternator that's performance. Okay. And that is to a 3-star. Alrighty then, so let's go our mount. We're going to do stock water pump. Alright, and it's going to be performance alternator. Let's look at the stock ones. Let's do a performance alternator. Alright, we'll get that to a 3-star. Power steering pump, that's stock. Cam gears, I don't have those, so I need those. These we cannot get performance, so just put the stock ones in there. We do have the performance cams though.
It ain't got no gas in it.
It doesn't right now, but we're working on it. Yeah, we're definitely working on it. Yeah, it definitely don't have no gas. We don't have it rolling yet either, but we're also working on that. Just stay tuned. Stay tuned. I didn't know those are still working. amongst other things that are not. Okay, so let's do this. Time chain. Probably don't have those. Nope. So I need 2 of these. All right. I need 2 time chains. Yeah. Chain. Those you cannot get as performance. Alright, and then we need this chain. We're gonna need some shoes too. Some timing chain shoes. Alright, and then we need shoes, yeah. Okay, we don't have any of those. Let's get those. Time chain, one of those. Got a couple of those are independent of each other. Got 2 different shoes on this thing. And there's a raffle. I guess as far as everybody. With that being said, join that raffle while it's hot. Get yourself some fluids. So okay, timing cover. Yep. So this one's the B. This one's got a lot. So it's got 2 sets of timing covers. I guess as far as for that. We put the first one on. This is the second one. Second layer. A lot of bolts in this bad boy. I don't even know what the torque sequence would be on this thing. Not even sure what that would be. Alright, so we can put these back down. That's fine. But like I was saying, we do have quite a few parts in our inventory that we can use to build this thing. We don't have a crank pulley, okay. Get a new crank pulley. Alright. Alternator, we need to get that to a 3-star. So we'll wait on that. So we're gonna need probably all these idlers. Okay, so we need 3 of these. And we need 1 of those. Alright. Slap those puppies on. So by the end of this year, we should not have any leftover green parts, I guess, as far as in our inventory, if we did it right. Alright, so let's get that alternator to a 3-star. Some more of our scrap points that we've collected up. Alternator, yes. Cool. Now, if we do end up getting a little bit more horsepower than we expected, based on that engine we already swapped in there, that won't be a terrible thing. But as kind of what we're shooting for, at least anyway. At least that much horsepower. Kind of curious to see how this performs. Okay, so we got to check and see if we got performance head exhaust manifolds. I think I do. We do, and they are not 3-star. Nope, so those are not 3-star. Okay. Kind of mixing it up here a little bit. So we need part mount. Let's get these ordered. Performance, yes please. Nope, wrong one. I need this tune shop. 2 of these. Oh, wait a minute. I put the wrong thing on there? What did I put on the list? Hold on. Oh, that's the whole block. My bad. Whoops. I put the block on there instead of the, my bad. Put that on there. So let's do this. Let's try that again. We need 2 of these. And we don't need to get these to a 3-star. Slap those on. Yep, that'll work. So it just goes to show what you can do, I guess, as far as don't necessarily have to get all the performance parts to any stars if you're looking for a particular amount of horsepower out of it. So we got that idler. Cool. We need a new belt. Indeed. We gotta go back to this store. A lot of running around from store to store. Okay. So belt tensioner, need 1 of those. Got to keep that belt under. Yeah, keep it from flopping around. You don't want it flopping around. Okay, so that should be front end. So we got top end, front end, back end. We need a fuel filter. Now, did I put a stock performance filter on this thing? Probably. Double check here. So I did put performance filter to a 3-star. Okay. So let's get that on here. So we're gonna go to here. Filter, yeah. And we want to get that to a 3-star. And then all we'll have left is the bottom end, which is just rod caps, crank bearings, and all that good stuff. Yeah. So let's get this fuel filter to a 3-star. Marvelous. Whoops, wrong way. Running like a chicken with my head cut off. Sometimes that's funny to watch. You okay over there, Racer Batman? You got a lot of plus signs in there. Just hopefully everything's okay over there. Okay, so we've got bottom end. Let's do the bottom end on this thing. All right, just double checking there. I saw a lot of plus signs come across there. It says I got a lot of weird stuff going on my end, so just double checking to make sure everything's good. All right, so crank bearings. Yeah, we can just put some stock ones in there. All right, now we're gonna put our rod caps in. Button up this bottom end. Okay, and we should have an oil pan. Yeah. Cool. That should finish up our bottom end. Oh, just joking around. Okay, so I wasn't sure. Just making sure. So we do need a filter, oil filter. That we can go to here. Slap that on. And that should be complete. Right side up. That should be a brand new complete engine. So we need a stage 1, and we want to get that to a 3-star. Now we're going to have to calibrate that in the dyno. Alright, let's put our performance one in. There we go. Beautiful. Now we can get that brand new built engine and get so far as into there. So let's button up the bottom end. So we're going to need a performance transmission, yeah. Let's get that on the list. Go to the gear shop for that. Okay, so let's get this on. Let's get it on. And I'm pretty sure, I'll check on the other car, I did get performance exhaust on that all the way through. Okay, so I did do the downpipes, the cats, middle mufflers, yep, pretty much all the way through. All the way through on the exhaust. Now, are they to a 3-star? They are not. Alright, so all of that's in, so we can get our drive shaft back in. All the exhaust is to performance. We got that all taken care of. Okay, good deal. So what we need to do is get some more motor oil into this thing. Okay, so that should be everything that we need in the construction to do some tests again. There we go. Ooh, ABS module. Okay, I'm gonna pull that off. Get that to 100%. That is repairable, so that is right here. Probably do the pump while we're at it. Let's get this module back in here. Okay, so now we're gonna do fuel pump. Now, we're pretty much 1-to-1, I guess, as far as on each car. 1-to-1, I guess, as far as performance parts, 3-star, all that good stuff. We gotta get some things calibrated anyway, so let's do dyno. Okay, so fine, let's leave it that way. I don't know how I got it, but we're going with it. So I want to check and see. I want to see what gearing I have this performance one at. I will get the proper numbers off the other car just as far as once we get her dyno. Alright, so let's see if we ended up being the same or more or less. Not expect that at all. That was unexpected. So, did we go more than, I think I, maybe understand the error in my ways here. So what I didn't take into consideration for this one here, so we got 951, I was definitely more. But, when we did the swap, for this engine, I guess as far as, you know, from the other car, of course, we did not have performance exhaust and all that onto this, to include, performance ECU and all that. It was just the engine. Right? So I feel like I kind of goofed you all over. So I just realized, I guess, as far as I did not have performance ECU, exhaust and all that stuff when we swapped out the engine from the other car. So that's why it's way more, I guess, as far as what we expected. So both cars are pretty much the same, performance-wise, I guess, as far as 3-star and all that stuff. I'm kind of I'm happy with that result, by the way. As far as with all the performance parts onto it, same as this one. We're able to get some pretty decent horsepower out of that engine in comparison to the default one here. Well, let's get this one over to the dyno, and I need to get the gear numbers off that. Alright, so the gears on this one, we had a 411 gear, and we did do it as a 6-speed, okay. So 379 to 079. Okay, so I think we're good. So I'm gonna swap this back over. Alright, so let's do, so it's a 411 gear. Okay. Do apply. And we're gonna re-dyno it just for the heck of it. Just for the heck of it. Just because we can. It's not gonna change anything, but just to get it on the record. So we got 951. 951. That didn't change. So we're in the A class 549. Now, with that being done, I think our other 350Z is at a class B. So this one's a little bit higher. Based on all the horsepower, we might tone it down so we can still keep it in the class B. Alright, now, what we want to do is this is in a class B. Right? Oh, we didn't dyno this one yet. Wait a minute, I thought we had this dynoed. Well, we need to dyno it then. So I thought we had it 470, 538. So it's not showing a rating there. So I guess we need to get it back over to the dyno? I could have sworn we already did that. Alright, let's just do it. Well, we're going to go ahead and re-dyno. I forget. I just remember we had it in Class B. Yeah. I just remember we did have it at a Class B. That's the one thing I do remember. So, it was relatively the same engine. So we previously had it dynoed at 420 some odd horsepower, so we might have added more to it. So it probably required a new dyno. Yeah, because we previously had it at a 420 something horsepower. So that's more stuff that we added to it that we didn't re-dyno. But it is still in the Class B. So this is what I was considering, I guess, as far as maybe tone down, I guess, as far as the other car. Keep it in a Class B. Not that I'm not impressed with that result, with the 951. But yeah, I want to keep these relatively, both these cars in the Class B. Alright, we got it re-dynoed. Yeah, so previously, it's not going to show that now, but we had it at 429 or something. It's like 100 horsepower more than what we had. So we're at 67.15. That's cool. And this one's at 951. 951 horse, yep. So I want to get this down to a Class B. So this is something else to take into consideration. We got the same, relatively same amount of tuning. 67% as this one. I think this one's 67.15. So it's not much more. So it's relatively the same amount of tuning. And you can see the horsepower differences between the two now. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. So we did beef this one up, I guess, as we know, I guess as far as to give this version of the same engine as in this one a little bit more oomph. So there you go. So as we know, we can go, I think it's 401 or 400, I guess as far as keeps it in Class B. We could go, you know, at least in that range for this one. So what I'm debating about at this point is, what do we take off of this? First, I'm going to do throttles. Let's do throttles. I'll probably leave the cam into it. I'll leave the clutch stuff into it. Might do fuel rails. This might be too much. Maybe not. I'm gonna try the intake manifold as well. I think we can get it down there. I think it's not impossible. I think if we get 10% of the performance parts off it, I think that might be a good... 10% sounds about right to me. So we still have, at this point here, ignition coils, sparkulators, transmission, all the clutch stuff, all the exhaust, and to include the ECU. We're going to leave that in there. Yeah, so that's a pretty good combo there. Nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and re-dyno it and see what we got here. This should be pretty close, if my theory is right. Okay, so we got her down to 897 horsepower. Okay, we're going in the right direction. So I'm thinking there is that, and I think that's what you were trying to point out there, Jack Doe, as far as like this base horsepower already is in a Class A. But if I remember right, before we put performance parts onto it and got all the base power, that's what we did, we were at a Class B. I'm pretty sure. So there may be no way to keep it in a Class B even at this base horsepower. I guess that's what I want to find out right now. So irregardless if I bump the power up of the engine, I'm just looking at this, just the horsepower itself. What puts it into a Class A? So what we're gonna do is take all the performance parts off of this and just get it all stock, and then we'll dyno it that way. I forgot I had that other engine to rebuild. So this one here that I got to rebuild, we can just rebuild it stock and slap that in here just to see. Install this one. We're going to rebuild it. It's all stock. Obviously, we want to redo it till it's 100% green. Okay, let's get this refurbished engine block back on there. Got a refurbished crank. Let's get some new pistons and rings. Right side up, and we'll get her pulled off there. Let's get her into the car. Let's see what we get here. 100% now. I don't know which one is the performance one. It doesn't give you that distinction. So yeah, I wish it would put like an icon to let you know if it does have performance parts to it. Is that the right one? That is the right one, I think. Oh, I didn't put the intake back on there. Okay, hold on. Let's finish up the top end here. Alright, so there's all that. Now we just gotta do the bottom end. And we'll get this thing with the fluids back into her. Especially the motor, honey. Get her dynoed. And see if we get all that base power out of it. Putting our performance engine into her. Alright, let's get her over to the dyno. Let's check her out. No, you know what? I didn't. Because the ECU is still performance. Let's see what this does. So it is a Class B, even with, so this is what I thought. This is when I needed the determination, so it goes back to what I already pretty much knew. Now I know it still has the performance ECU in it, but it's still already a Class B, right? Even with that power, so So what we want to do, let's take this performance ECU out. We're trying to get it just to the base power, base horsepower. So let's do stock ECU. Yep. There we go. Yeah, so even with now that we've swapped out the ECU, you should be able to get this to 565. And even with that performance ECU in there, we're still at a Class B. So this is what I've been trying to get myself back to understanding where it is at the base power, right? See, not all cars are created equal when it comes to that. So we still got, what do I still have in there? 20 horsepower gain. Trying to think of what else I got in there. Performance. Oh, fuel pump. I did the fuel pump. I remember that was one. Yep. So that's still, let me do that stock. Oh. Okay. And we'll dyno it again. I think that's all it was just that. 20 horsepower gain, just with that. Try again. Yeah, we got her. See, you were on the same wavelength. This should just be base power. Horsepower yet, okay. So what else have we got into this thing? I'm trying to think now, what else I got into this thing? Didn't do the one down pipe here, just noticed that. Oops, okay, so this one down pipe. Yep, I did do the wrong one. Okay, so that's all stock exhaust. That's stock transmission. And that was at like a 332. We're just gonna say 330. Well, at least we do know, like I said, I guess as far as that, we can get it down to a Class B. It's just, ooh, new level, 94, let's go. Okay, so let's pull this out. Alright, and then let's go this way, let's do an install. So the performance one should be this one. Yep, so that's the performance one. And we can tell that by the ignition coils. So let's get this out of the way. Now, what we can do, we're going to swap this back to a performance ECU. Alright, let's do that. Might have to recalibrate that, we'll see. So what we took off at this point is all the top end as far as intake, fuel rails, throttles, and the exhaust. So we are left with performance ECU, ignition coils, sparkulators, and cams. Okay, so let's see. I don't know what percentage performance that is, but let's get her dyno. I might do one test, I guess, as far as where's the performance transmission and one without. So one with and without, just to kind of see. So let's do one with stock transmission first. See what that does. I think the gearing on this thing was pretty decent, if I remember right. Over. So now I think we got everything figured out. See what happens. At a 450 Class A, so we need another 50 points to bring off on it. Okay, so we're going in the right direction anyway. You keep getting her into a Class B. So that was with the stock transmission. So I'm thinking if we did these exhaust manifolds, get those stock. We have it all stock exhaust. Because that one is, how much is that? 4% each. That's 8% total. That's gonna be a good chunk off of that. So let's do stock exhaust manifolds. Now the entire exhaust system is stock. Okay, at this point. Okay, I'm gonna dyno it this way. I think it's still gonna be a little high, and I think if that's the case, we might have to do what's left in here now is the cams, our performance, ignition coils. We might have to do like sparkulators or something like that. We'll just see when we dyno it what happens. See where we're at. Let's check and see where we're at first. Okay, so 423 we're at now. So not much more, we gotta bring her down. 733 horsepower though, that's pretty, so we originally had it at 728 when we swapped with the other car, so we're going in the right direction. We're definitely going in the right direction as far as bringing it, the performance parts down. Okay, let's do this. Let's do stock alternator. Alright, let's put our belt back on. So that's going to be roughly 2%. So that's going to get us down, I think. It's still going to be too high. Let's do it like that just to see though where we're at. Kind of curious. I think that's going to be like 415 or something like that. So we were at 423. Or 17, okay. So we can get it to at least a 400. I'd be happy. I'm definitely liking the amount of adjustability in this thing. That's for sure. I like the adjustability in this. So let me do sparkulators. I want to keep the ignition coils, I think, though. So the sparkulators give us about, so that's 0.16 times 6. That's not a lot. Maybe I'll keep the sparkulators, but let's do stock. So it'll be performance cam and sparkulators. Stock ignition coils. I want to see if this is going to leave room, I guess, as far as to put the performance gearbox back into it. Let's see what we got here. About where we want to be, I guess, as far as, but it's 397. That's only 3 points that we've got to play with there, and I think putting the performance transmission is going to make it too high, so we might have to take the clutch stuff off. So the clutch part's off, and so to be able to use the performance gearbox. Okay, so let's go do that then. If we can keep it right around 397 with this in here and all the performance clutch stuff out of there, I'll definitely be happy with that. So interesting mix of performance parts we got in this. So we got stage 1 ECU, that's performance. We got the cams, fuel filter, transmission, sparkulators. I think that's about it. So yeah, we definitely had to dummy it down a little bit to keep it in our Class B. So let's get it over on the dyno. And we should still have our performance gearbox already tuned, right? 411, yep, that looks good. As well as our ECU, just double checking. Alright, let's try her out. We're at. We still got a little bit of room there. We could probably put some of the clutch stuff in there still. We're at a 672 horsepower. Pretty impressive. But we are in the Class B. I'm not unhappy with that. So yeah, we do have room if we wanted to probably put maybe not all the clutch stuff in there, but you know, like maybe just the flywheel, maybe just one of those clutch parts. That'll give us a little bit more room if we wanted to. Okay, so yeah, I'm feeling like taking this over to the take it over the track and have some fun with it. Let's do that. Alright, so let's get some practice here on the quarter mile. We get to go against the F-Type right away. They want a piece of us. So not nearly as much tuning that we needed to this one, I guess, as far as to get it within reasonable comparison, I guess, as far as of the other, the default Nissan 350Z. We are in a Class B, so that makes me happy. Even with the performance parts on it. Alright, see what we can do against this F-Type. I think the F-Type's going to kick our butt, actually. Or maybe not. So we even had something for the F-Type. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Sub 11 second car. Look at that differential. Nice. Okay, so we got our LS hot rod, so not supercharged, just an LS hot rod 69 Camaro. Try all these different engines out. Love the idle on this thing. Nice, beautiful reaction time. Yeah, so basically 11.2 second car. This one's a supercharged V8 2 car. Try him out. We got a nice little hot rod here, that's all I can say. Nice little hot rod. Not even a whole heck of a lot of performance parts into it either. We do got those cams, they're probably the biggest between that and the gearbox. ECU is probably another factor too, I'm sure. 19%, so yeah. Ooh, let's go against the V6 Jaguar, so it's a V6 versus a V6. We got a nice little hot rod here. That's all I can say. Happy with the results. Happy, 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 happy. Even with all that trouble that we had with it. So we got a Street Fighter inline 4 dual overhead cam. So this one is doesn't have any tuning. This is a little bit of a sleeper when it does have some tuning to it. Yeah. Beat the Street Fighter Honda Civic. Nope, beat it that time. Yeah, pretty consistent on the 11.2s. Sub 11.2. Ooh, got a supercharger. So we already beat this engine in the Oldsmobile. I guess as far as we'll see if we can beat it in the hot rod. See if we can beat the hot rod. Needs a different paint job on that hot rod. Quite honestly. Oh, okay, got a little excited on that one. Beat the one with the hot rod. Identical reaction time. 11.4. Kind of slipped there a little bit. Still not bad though. Ooh, we got our Resto Mod High Boy. Supercharged V8. So not the 2 carb. It's only 1 carb. But it is supercharged still. Right on. I'm feeling good about this car. We got this dialed right in. So we got our old school. So again, we beat this engine pretty much in 2 different cars at least. At this point, this will be a 3rd type car with that same engine. See what we got for it. Ooh, got excited, got excited. Right on, buddy. That's what I'm talking about. And we beat him by a second. Wow, that thing's slow. 344. We beat him almost by a whole second. Yeah, let's do this one too. Why not? A little bit different engine. So supercharged V8. So not an LS. It's kind of like the older school LS. You know, precursor, I guess, as far as to the LS. Whoa, that didn't work. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Man, we're beating just about every car we go up against. Ooh, we didn't do this one yet though. So this is the I guess it's considered a V6. It's got slicks on it. Porsche 911 991. Yeah, I guess you can kind of say it is a V6, but it has like 12 gosh darn spark plugs on that thing and 2 distributors. Kind of a wild engine build. Even beat that car again almost by a second, just a 1/10 under a whole second. That's crazy. Using it at 399, he's at the higher end of Class B. Still beat it. Like it. These we know without a lot of tuning, and we can beat that no problem. So if it doesn't have a significant amount of tuning on these things, are just slow. Let's just confirm that fact. Confirmed. Look at that. That's nasty. That's ugly right there. that differential. BMW Pro Car, inline 6, so this is standard inline 6. A little bit of tuning. I think we got something for this guy. Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. Pretty gosh darn good. Take that, you pro car. Take that. All I can say. Yeah, we got a nice little hot rod here. So this one is the single overhead cam all-wheel drive with the slicks on it. These are a little bit slower. Dual overhead cam ones with some tuning. These got some dangerous amount of horsepower. We got one of these in our own garage. As far as with the dual overhead cam. Should be able to beat this one, no problem. No problem. Y'all getting the gist of what this car can do, right? We got the OG Viper, the V10 power. Okay, this will be our first run with this guy. Let's see what the Viper power's got. Now, something I just realized with this car, we don't even have slicks on it. All it has is, I think it's either sport or race tires. Doesn't even have slicks on it. This thing's a beast on the track. So we already went against the rest of the mod. We beat that. I've got the gist. Don't believe it, but I got it. Yeah, so we beat just about every car. So we haven't beat our Turbo V8 Special Supra. Let's try this one out. These are kind of both our own configs on these cars. See if we can beat the Turbo V8 Supra. Yep, beat that one. That was actually a little bit closer race right there. I like it when they're that close. Street Fighter, yeah, it's the dual overhead cam. No tuning. We already beat that guy. We already beat him. What about the EV? Haven't gone against the EV yet. Try an electric car. It does have a little bit of tuning. Beat the EV. Nice. Another close race right there. Oh yeah. Okay, let's see what else we got. I just want to race against this one. This is a goofy looking car. I just want to race him, beat him just because of the goofy looking. Oh, I got a little excited. A little excited. Ooh, kind of shifted wrong there. Take that, you goofy looking car. Okay, so we already beat that. Already beat that. Ooh, we haven't gone against this one. Try this one. I feel like we need to put this one up. Might be getting a little cocky with this one, but so far we're doing pretty good. Had to put this up, put our money where our mouth is. Mouth where our money is? Something like that. Gotta shake out these red lights though. We don't want the red lights, no red lights. Sweet, we can even beat the P&8, also known as the Hennessy C8. 3/10, roughly 3/10. Nice. So we already beat the 991, the F-Type, no tuning. V8 Special, Pro Car. Yep, the XJ, that one. we beat this engine, but not necessarily that car. We've beaten this engine, I guess, as far as in several different types of cars. I want to make sure I can beat them all. Awesome sauce. Love it. Okay, we're going to do one more. Ooh, we didn't go against this one. So it's a twin turbo rear-wheel drive Vantage V8. We'll do this one more. Then we'll put this for some real cash. Nice. Okay, I'm feeling good about this car. I like it right where it's at. Alright, so what we're going to do... Let's go on to this. This is in the Class B. Quarter mile. Y'all seen what this car can do. So, feeling pretty good about it. So our first race is going to be against the DBX. So I don't know if this is this. I think this is the same engine. This is an all-wheel drive as that Vantage we went against. So the Vantage is not an all-wheel drive; it's just a rear-wheel drive. I think it's the same engine, only this one's an all-wheel drive. That's going to be our first opponent there. There's our first race. Okay, so we're still out here. We're just making sure everything's still good. So there's our first race in the books. Second race is going to be against the Audi sedan. We've definitely beaten this engine already in practice. Sweet. Alright, that's our second race. Pretty close on the ranking here too, I guess, as far as 389 to a 388. And then our third race is going to be Ford Mustang Fastback. We've beaten this engine in practice, so should be pretty good shape. Pretty good shape. Beautiful. Third race in the books, and this is for all the nuts and bolts. Going up against a supercharged Mustang Fastback. It's got a little bit of tuning. 339 to a 389. Let's bring her home. Let's bring her home. And there you have it. Just like that. We got a nice fancy little high rod here. Let's get our payout. Beautiful. Let's head back to the house. Now, I guess the next question is going to be here, folks. Do we necessarily get this a higher rating than it is? I kind of like it being in the Class B, quite honestly. Get a nice mix of cars like that. We're going to give this thing a bath. Alright, so we're going to do this. And I think I haven't washed the interior on this yet since we got it home from the auction. So we're going to do that too. They're all nice and shined up. Whoops. Let's get her shined up. I saw a little bit of stains in the, yeah, and on the rear end. See, now we don't have any more stains in there. Sweet. What's the overall condition of this thing? So some body panels we can fix. Frame, we can weld it. Seems to be running pretty straight though, so quite honest. Yeah, let's fix this up a little bit more. Let's fix up some body panels. Get that all good to go. kind of like the contrasted color too. We got this one this color and this one this color. Yeah. I kind of wish in a way it was flip-flop. I'd like to have this color onto that. We could probably repaint it if we wanted to. It's always that option. So I think I might have to redo the tail lights. Yeah, let's do tail lights and headlights. Yep, get those in the green. Okay, let's go see what we can fix up over here. Let's put this back together. Okay, so we should be in the green. Yep, we're gonna do something with the interior. So I think I'm gonna do that windshield. So we're gonna weld this frame. That's in the green. The fact that it run pretty straight on the track without even welding the frame, that's pretty impressive. 1,000 credits, gets as far as get her welded. Cool. So that, got that in the green, now we just got to deal with interior. And there we have it, it should all be in the green. Ta-da, beautiful. Well, the other parts that are on that are not green, not mad about it. She's a good runner there. All nice and cleaned up. Speaking of cleaning up here, I want to do some cleanup in the inventory. So let's sell some of these parts off. Okay. So let's go check out an auction here as far as to see what suits our fancy. You know what we haven't got is a Viper. We have not gotten ourselves a Viper. This is a 4-star. Not that it's really that big of a deal, but let's just see if we can get this Viper. We'll keep it in mind, I guess, as far as doing an electric car. Oh, keep our eyes peeled for it. So this one's black. I got a feeling this is going to go for a pretty high price, but let's just see what we can get it for. So the estimate is 134. I think if it gets anywhere near that, I'm going to just bow out. So 45 is the starting though. Let's see what we can get it for. We got it for just under. We got it for just under the estimated. Okay, let's go receive it. Let's put that to car parking. We got ourselves a Viper. That puts us under $1 million too. That makes me sad. You know what? We might just do a quick flip on one of these bad boys and get it for a good price. So the Street Fighter, it does have the swap for the dual overhead cam. And that is the one that you put some tuning to, and that's a beast. It's like the Mitsubishi Eclipse, the OT. So yeah, I'm gonna see what we can get this one for. So the starting is that, and the high is 25. I'm gonna get well below that if we can. Yep, went over. I'm gonna bow out. I thought maybe if we get it for underestimated like we did the Viper, that'd be cool. That'd be a fun one to flip. So what else we got in here? Yeah, let's see what we can get this one for. So we definitely want it for less than that. Okay, that's the last bid. We did get it. Wow, that was like just a shade over the estimated. It is a 5-star, so we'll see what we got there. All right, so we got about enough cars today. We're gonna flip that one for sure. Okay, this is the one we want to fix up here. So right off the bat, I want to fix up the body panels. Where's the frame at? Yeah, we'll probably have to weld it. So I might have to flip-flop with our one in there. Let's do some body panels. So where are we at? Should have probably looked to see where we're at money-wise, if we were in the hole or not. Let's get it fixed up and then we'll check it. Okay, let's go put these back on. Yeah, if we can make any little bit of money off of this one here, we'll definitely take it. So where are we at now? Not bad. Not, you know, we didn't make a killing, I guess, as far as that's not terrible. Let's swap this out with this one here real quick. So we're gonna work on this. We're gonna weld the frame on this one. So we're at 21,000 profit so far. 23, so another couple thousand. So we didn't quite make all of our money. Other parts, interior. Let's do interior. Actually, I know what I want to do. I want to get it up on the lift. Yeah, she's pretty doggone. Look at all the room in this this engine bay, I guess, as far as based on that smaller engine we put into her. Yeah, she's pretty clean under here. Not bad for a 5-star. I think so. I think we guess we'll do something with the interior. Okay, where are we at status-wise? 92% on the interior. What are we missing there? Just the seats and the steering wheel. Do we need to clean it? Let's see if we detail it. Yeah, let's detail it. Yep. I don't know if that'll clean it up. 100% on the interior. Nice. Cool. So the other parts, that's gonna be, let me see what we got here. Look at our parts list here, see what's oh, okay, we got those two. Oh, wait a minute, I missed that fender? I missed one fender. Okay, hold on. Well, that's the left fender, was it? Okay, so status wise we're at 95. Yes, we don't have the front license plate on it. That's fine. So all the other parts. I don't know how deep I want to go with this. So what are we at profit wise? 27. Not terrible. Not terrible. So we did make more than what we spent on it. So that's, I'm happy with that. Didn't make a killing, but that's cool. So we already know it runs and all that good stuff. Let's just check fluids and all that stuff. Make sure they're topped off. Didn't really change much, I guess, as far as by adding the fluids to it. But let's go ahead and sell that one. Ching! Alright, nice. Okay, so what we'll do now, I'd like to do another flip, I guess, as far as at some point here, but let's do our Viper. Let's get our Viper out of here. So let's do our Viper. See what kind of shape this is in. So this is originally from Kingdom of Caboodle. Kingdom of Kabuto. Alrighty then. So we already know it does run. Let's run some tests on her. See what kind of shape she's in. There we go, that's better. So with it being a 5-star car from the auction, definitely show it right there. Engine's in pretty doggone good shape. Don't really need to do much to it. Other than maybe put some performance parts to it, possibly. It's got 2 coolant reservoirs just like our Hellcats do. Got the small and the big one. The Hellcats that we've worked on, I guess, as far as have that same type of deal. Yeah, I don't think there's really a whole lot we might have to do with this guy. Let's do our scanner. I guess the only thing left to do is we're gonna check this over the dyno. So it gets how much? 645 at the base. So we know it's gonna be lower than that because it's not 100%, right? But let's just see where we're at. Okay, Class B through 57. So only 14 horsepower loss out of all that. So based on what we tested on the green, we're only losing 14 horsepower. Not too shabby. We'll take this to the strip and see what you can do. Alright. 1-1 on the quarter mile. We get to go against the Hellcat. Nice, so not is it the wide body? It's the wide body. Let's see if we can beat the Hellcat with the Viper. Viper versus Hellcat. Kind of reminds me of like Alien versus Predator. We got Viper versus Hellcat. It's got an interesting power band, that's for sure. So this is one of those, if with the stock transmission, you gotta rev it in order to have any go on it. So I'll try it with revving it. I don't like to do that, but we're gonna try it out. Yeah, let's do this one again, I guess, as far as rev it. Kind of slow out of the gate otherwise. Definitely got some giddy up when you rev it. She got some giddy up when you rev it. Okay. Try another one. So we got the Gullwing Mercedes-Benz. Already beat the Hellcat. We're gonna test them out. I'll do with and without revving, I suppose. It's like once she gets that power band it has, it's like once it gets up past third gear, she really picks up speed. It's got an interesting power band on this Viper. Let me do this one again, but this time I'm gonna rev it. This one actually is kind of more designed to rev it. It kind of stays in a straight line. It kind of really, the rear tires kind of really dig in, I guess, as far as to get it launched. It's kind of more designed pretty well, I guess, as far as to be able to rev it. So this is without any performance parts to it. That's pretty cool. Alright, we'll go against the old school hot rod. Again, I'll do the same thing, I guess, as far as revving with no rev and then a rev. Definitely get our butt spanked when we don't rev it. Okay, so let's try one with revving it. Yeah, the rear wheels really hook up. This is probably one and only cars that I don't mind revving it so far. It seems to be, I don't know, it just kind of all flows, I guess, as far as to be able to rev it. With the rear tires just hooking up, I guess, as far as it doesn't like go crazy on the revs. Pretty interesting. So we're basically sub 12-second car with just the way it is. Alright, let's try another one. So we get the old school supercharged Camaro. Do the same thing. So far what I'm finding as far as is much better to rev it. So far. Oh, we're catching him. We're catching him. Did we get him? Nope. We did catch him, though. That was a good run there. So we were definitely chasing him down. Okay, let's do one with revving it. Did a little bit different on that one. Get a last minute little burnout there. Little last minute burnout there, as far as that works out pretty good too. So we don't need to go like full on rev, just a little bit of a burnout before you take off. Works pretty good, it hooks up pretty good. Oh, this ought to be a good matchup. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna stick with do the last minute burnout with this thing. So we did sleep there a little bit because I did a little bit too much last minute. Look at that. That was a nice interval, even with me sleeping there a little bit. Let me do that one more time. Better reaction time too. Oh, got a little too excited. Got a little too excited. And it failed on that one. Okay, try it again. You kind of burned it out a little too much. Yeah, that was way too high. So I'm trying to get this lower. Just trying a couple of different things. I'm gonna do it one more time. Wow, why is that so high? I was doing good earlier. Alright, one more time. Okay, that didn't quite work. This is the one thing I don't like about the revving. It's just the timing of it. So it's got to be perfect timing. This is a pretty cool car, I gotta admit. I think if I were to put the performance transmission into it, I wouldn't have to rev it at all. And I might be even need to get these kind of times on it too. I should be able to smoke this BMW Pro car. Ooh, I didn't even beat the Pro car. Look at that interval though. Holy smokes. Wow, that's crazy right there. Let me do that again. That was an insane race right there. Oh my god. So even with revving it, that BMW Pro car spanks us. That is wild. Okay. Alright there, BMW Pro car. That's 2 times. I see you. I see you. Alright, let's try the drag build Nova. I do feel like I want to put the performance transmission and gearbox into this thing. Whoops. Just so I don't have to rev it. Ah, darn it. If for no other reason, that reason right there. Smoked that one. Yeah, we're definitely a sub-second, 12-second car. All day long. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna entertain this idea, I guess, as far as to put the performance gearbox into this thing and see if it eliminates the necessity to rev it. It's kind of interesting color on it. It's got like a gunmetal gray on it. Kind of dig it. So let's do gearbox. Let's go to the gear shop. Ooh, that's a good chunk of change there, even with our discount. Okay. We'll get that tuned over at the dyno. Over to the dyno and see what's going on with this gearbox. So it is a 6-speed, which I kind of figured. So the 355 gear, I like the gearing on it, but we want to make this a little bit better so I don't have to rev it. Most of these gearboxes, these performance gearboxes, give us 6 horsepower. That's about right too. So now we're only 8 horsepower less. We gained 6 horsepower. Still in the Class B. So, alright. So what I am going to do, this would be the stock gears. I'm going to put it at a 4. Put it at 4. And I'll leave this power banding as far as the way it is. Let's give it a shot though. Let's see what it does. Oh, we got our dyno again. I got a feeling it might be a little still a little too slow out of the 911 wants a little piece of us. All right, see what you got there, Porsche. What's going on? Still a little bit slow out of the gate, but it's better. Minimally better. So let's try ourselves a Hellcat. Yep. No tuning to that Hellcat either. It's got some slicks on it. Okay, we definitely need to change the gear band, I guess, as far as on that's a little too slow. Alright, so let's take this back to the house. And let's adjust on some gears here, We already get it to a 4. This is a little bit too high. So what we'll do is bring this up this way. Let's do about 48 there, and we'll leave the rest of that the same. Alright, cool. Try that out at the track. Trying to get it a little bit faster out of the chute. Okay. Quarter mile. Rustamod. Yeah, let's get this Rustamod high boy. Oh, that's better. It's definitely quicker out of the gate. Yep, and we're not having to rev it, so obviously this one's a little bit faster, I guess, as far as having that supercharged engine in it. That makes sense. That doesn't disappoint me at all. It's got a higher rating. That's not what I'm comparing. I'm comparing the fact that it's really fast out of the gate now. Let's do... Ooh, Stingray. Sounds good to me, man. Oh yeah, really good reaction time. We are at our 12 seconds, sub 12 seconds, I guess, as far as still, without having to rev it. That's pretty cool. Body coupe, track back, or the DBX. DBX. I'm actually happy with this, the way this is. That's pretty impressive. Just the performance gearbox and just adjusting the gears a little bit. Pretty doggone impressed. So, ooh, we got our 350Z special. Let's see what he's got. So we know it's good, I guess, as far as against when we have it, when we race it. We got quite a bit of tuning. We got the better part of 19%, was it? Ooh, baby, look at that sucker go. That's wild. 11.8, and that didn't have any tuning? No tuning to that thing. That's wild. Let's try against the EV. Yeah, there it goes. Those things are just so daggone fast. Look at that reaction time. Holy smokes. I don't even think I could touch that even if I did rev it. I'm going to try this one time with revving it. I don't even think I could beat it revving it. I think the best we've been able to get is like 11.7 without the performance transmission. So let's try it one more time, I guess, as far as revving it. There it goes. So that is 11.6. Yeah, so like I said, this is about our best that we can do with that one. So even at our best, as far as revving it, this thing still beats us. That's crazy. That is crazy. One more time. Whoop. Had anticipated a little bit. Nope. It was 11.7, so yeah, I think 11.7, you know, give or take, I guess as far as right in that range is our best. That thing is just stupid fast, so I didn't even have that much tuning. No tuning at all. Crazy. Anyway, so let's move along. So we got an EV C1. So if it's anything the same, I guess, as far as with the Tesla Roadster, I guess I'll try and rev it. So 11.8, we're doing it that way. So 11, look at how close that was. Good Lord. Oh my God, that was close. Oh, yeah, we like this car too as far as the GTS Special. Got a little bit of tuning with some slicks. Alright. I'm gonna try this one without revving. Without revving. Yep, that one did beat us that way. Okay, we're gonna try and rev it this time. Oh, I meant to rev it. Shoot, I screwed up. I screwed up. I meant to rev it. I tried to do a last minute burnout, but that didn't work. We'll do it one more time. Holy crap, look at that reaction time. Just sat there like twiddling my thumbs. Got him that time. Alright, sweet. So we can't beat him by revving it. Even with that performance deal in it. Okay, so we do have room, I guess, as far as for improvement. Yeah, let's do that one. What the heck? Got him without revving it. Almost identical reaction time. Beautiful. Yeah, we got a lot of room, I guess, as far as to go either way, depending on which car we go against. So some cars we might have to rev it. Top end C8. No tuning. And we're going to try not revving it. Yeah, that C8 definitely gets us without revving. Okay, fair enough. So let's see. We can get in this range by revving it, so we got a pretty good chance here. Let's try it with revving it. Oh, that didn't quite work. I'm still horrible at doing it, but... Yes, 11.740. Look at that. Look at that. That was close. That's a really good race right there. This one I'm not sure. Can't remember this one. Oh man. Didn't even rev it that time. Come on, baby. Come on, let's go. Go, 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 go. Oh, we were catching it. We were catching it. Oh, I slept there too. I'm going to do that one more time without revving it. Nope, he still got us. 12.9. Not by much though. Not by a whole lot. You can definitely beat him, I guess, as far as by revving it, though. That's for sure. Alright, let's do it with we're revving it. So we know we can beat him with Revenant now. Yeah, I kind of like this car the way it is. We got a lot of flexibility, so depending on which car we go up against, may or may not require to have to rev it. So it's got some flexibility with it. I kind of dig it. It's not a slouch at all. Go back to the house. Let's get this over the car wash really quick. Yeah. I don't even think I did the interior since getting it from the auction either. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted... Yeah, she's all in the green. Look at that. 5-star. We got it just under estimated value. So I think we got a pretty good car deal with it. Yeah, so our main focus for the most part here has been the 350Z as far as working on the default. This deal here with all the performance parts. We had to tone down, I guess, as far as our own config. I guess as far as that it could be, you know, still pretty comparable, I guess, as far as in the Class B. So that was our main focus here today. So I think what I'm going to do, now that we're kind of done with those, I'm going to put this into our parking garage. So I'm going to move the Viper over to Moist Bay. Or not too Bay. And then we got room, I guess, as far as to find ourselves. Probably, we'll shoot for a CV, Corvette's EV. C1 EV. We got a little bit lucky here today, I guess, as far as at the auction with the Viper. We did that flip of the BMW Pro cars. We just don't have a C1 EV in the auction. Probably gonna wrap this thing up here, folks, but I think that might be our focus, I guess, as far as to get a C1 Corvette. I think that might be a bad idea. Had a lot of fun here today, folks. Hope you did as well. Hope you all have a marvelous rest of your Monday, and hope to see you again real soon here, folks. Later.